These are probably the biggest mistakes you definitely don't want to make after a breakup. These are going to definitely screw you over if you make these mistakes, and I'm telling you from experience, don't do it. It's going to totally mess everything up for you. It's going to mess you up, it's going to mess your life up. Don't do it. Okay, so don't beg her to take you back. Don't do this because it makes you look super weak, it makes you look super needy. It comes across like you don't have anything else going on in your life. It makes you look really unattractive. She's going to look at you and just be disgusted. I know it sounds harsh, I know it's horrible, but she's going to look at you like you're nothing to her. Because women, they don't want to be with someone who they see as inferior to them. They want to be with someone who's masculine, who they kind of look up to in a way, who they see as kind of a leader. They don't date down, they date upwards. And you might say, it's kind of sexist to say that, but I don't care, because that's how women are. They have kind of a hypergamous nature to them. They have an attraction to status, and that's just how they are. It's just the way their brains are programmed. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but you've just got to keep that in mind. If you're not showing that you're strong, it just makes you look weak. So number 2, don't make any attempt to contact her. Don't go out of your way to message her. Don't like her posts. Don't comment on her posts. Don't reply to her stories. Don't do anything. You completely cease contact with her. You do not reach out to her whatsoever, even if it's been like 3 months or whatever. Don't do it. This isn't just because it's going to make you look weak, it's going to make you look needy. Do this for your own sanity, because you need to be able to prove that you can live your life without her. Because if you look like you can't live your life without her, like I said in the previous point, it's just going to push her away so much. She's going to be so unattracted to you. And if other women see this, let's say if you want to move on, you want to meet other women, if they see this attribute in you, that's going to put them off. If you're no longer in that relationship and you want to move on, it's going to be in your best interest to just practice being strong and just move forward. I don't think there's many things stronger than someone who prepared to walk away from a situation that no longer benefits them, but they've got strong emotional ties to that situation. Number 3, if she does, for whatever reason, reach out to you, it could be after a few days, it could be after a few weeks, could be after a few months. I don't know when it's going to be. It might not ever happen, and just be prepared for that. But if it does, don't respond in a rude way. Be polite, be friendly. Don't try and drag out the conversation. Just be civil. Don't come across as like you're still angry. Don't lash out. Just be mature, be respectful. And if she's dragging out the conversation, if she's trying to make up new things to talk about, talk about it. But don't lead the conversation. Let her lead the conversation. Just work with her in that way. You don't need to be nasty about it. You don't need to fall out. It just makes you look immature. It makes you look weak. Just relax. That's all you got to do. So if the conversation fades out, let it. And she might keep coming back. She might keep messaging you. Just let it happen. So number 4, and this is a big one. And I'm telling you now, this is probably one of the worst things you can do in this situation. And this goes for like whether you end up seeing her post break or whatever. Just don't do this. It's going to totally mess up your situation. It's going to make you go from you being like this to being like this. Nothing is going to make her knickers more dry than this. Honestly, I'm telling you. And that is, don't go confessing your feelings to her. You probably feel right now, especially if the breakup is really recent, you probably feel like this is just temporary. You probably feel like, so she just broke up with you on impulse. She hasn't broken up with you on impulse. She's broken up with you because she doesn't have feelings anymore. She's broken up with you because she's lost attraction for you. And the problem is, if you go confessing your feelings, especially when she don't have any, she might have some feelings deep down in her subconscious, but I'm telling you now, those feelings are not going to come back by you confessing yours. And that's if they do come back. They might never come back. So don't go confessing your feelings, because when you do that, you look weak, you look so unattractive. Another thing as well, what you don't realise is, when you go confessing your feelings like that, especially when she don't feel anything anymore, what you're doing is you're feeding her ego. You're making her feel like she's really, really attractive, and because she feels so much more attractive than you, because that's how she sees you right now, it's going to make her think, I don't need to get back with her, I have no reason to. She's probably going to feel like you're just another option. She's probably going to see you as more of a beta male that who just sort of like orbits around her. You know, is all he's really good for is just giving her free attention, free validation, and that's not what you want to be as a man. There's nothing more unattractive than a man who seeks a woman's validation, who's not confident in himself. Don't go confessing your feelings. Not going to help you at all. So number 5. This isn't a massive one, but I definitely think for the first month you should just totally not do it, and that is don't post anything on social media. Give it a month minimum, because during this time you're going to be much more emotional. You're not going to be in the right frame of mind. You're not going to be thinking straight. You're going to be struggling, and that's going to affect you. That's going to be in your subconscious, and because you're doing it subconsciously, it's going to make you act out in certain ways. It's not going to work in your favour. So you might post something on Facebook thinking, oh no, it's nothing to do with her, it's nothing to do with the breakup, but subconsciously you're probably thinking, I want to let her know, I want her to reach out to me, I want her to do this. It's not going to work for a start. All it's going to do is make her see you as if you're trying to prove a point. Say if you're out with your friends, because it's good to spend time with your friends post breakup, you need to be there, you need to be with your friends. They're the people that are going to support you through this. But even if you are out with your friends, don't post it on social media. Just don't. It's going to look like you're trying to make it look like you're over her, like you're trying to prove that you're so much better without her. And she knows at this time you're definitely not doing better without her. She knows that you're struggling. She knows that you're weak. She knows just how emotional you are, because I'm telling you now, unless you've been through something like this before, unless you're super mentally strong, you probably have already begged and pleaded and done made all these mistakes on this list, which in the short term it's not necessarily a bad thing, but what I'm going to say is stop doing them now. Right now, don't do them anymore. If you do actually want to get her back, and I'm not promising that you will get her back, because there's no guarantee of that. If you do get her back, not making these mistakes are going to make you look strong. They're going to raise your attraction in her eyes. But as I've said, there's no guarantee she'll get back with you. Number 6. If you see her on social media with another man, if she's posting him, or if you see her out and about, don't get jealous. Don't show your jealousy. Don't say anything. Don't react. Because again, it's going to make you look weak. It's going to raise her ego even more. She's going to see you as less and less. And you've got to consider as well, just because she's with another man doesn't necessarily mean that she might be having sex with him. I don't know. She might be. That's something you've got to just accept. But it doesn't mean that she's serious with him. You've got to understand, you could have been with this woman for years. You know, you've got an emotional connection there. You've got a deep bond. And despite her lack of attraction for you right now, despite the fact that your attraction has gone way down, she's going to find it hard to connect with someone new in such a short space of time. Right now, she's probably not going to be thinking about you much, but this rebound relationship that she's entered into, it's probably going to make her think about you more, because she's probably going to be rushing into things. She's probably going to try and force a connection when there isn't one there. She's probably going to be trying to prove a point that she's over you, that she don't care, she's living a new best life, and that's probably just going to put more pressure on that relationship, and it's probably not going to work out. I think it's highly unlikely, unless they've actually known each other before you broke up, in which case it sounds like she's probably planned to be with this person. But more times than not, it's just going to fall apart. Rebound relationships don't last more than a few weeks, at best a few months, because like I said, she doesn't have that same connection with him that she does with you. Number 7, don't sit around at home feeling sorry for yourself. It's important that you let the emotions process. It's important that you feel them and get out there, start working on yourself. Start going to the gym more, start eating healthier, start dressing better, start taking care of yourself more, so like maybe take care of your skin better, have better hygiene. That should be a basic thing anyway, but start doing better things to better your life, better yourself. Start doing new hobbies, start seeing your friends again, and just try and enjoy life. It's not only going to help you put your mind off her, it's going to help you to see that life ain't all that bad without her. Because don't forget, up until you met her, you were probably doing just fine. You probably had a pretty decent life. You're probably pretty happy. So there's no reason why you can't be again. You've got to understand, it's just an emotional time. The pain is temporary, I'm telling you. But what helps with the pain the most is putting that pain, putting that hurt into yourself, channeling that negative energy and using it to just make life so much better for yourself. Number 8. This is a massive mistake that I've made, and that is telling yourself that you've still got a chance with her. Now, as I've said earlier, she might have some feelings deep down in her subconscious, but don't be holding on to this, because I am telling you, if you've only broken up a few weeks ago, a few months ago, and you aren't seeing any signs that she does want you back, don't go assuming that she does. Don't feel like you've got a chance, because I'm telling you, at this stage you ain't got a chance. You just ain't. She broke up with you for a reason. If you can't give her that breakup, you can't give her that space that she wants, you can't distance yourself from her, you can't live without her, you're going to look so immature, it's going to look childish, it's going to look weak, it's going to make you look like you're emotionally unstable, and that's not something you want. That's not how you want a woman to see you. If you want this woman to feel attracted to you, she's got to see that you're emotionally strong. It's not necessarily such a bad thing that she sees that you're struggling. I mean, you don't want her to see that, you don't want her to show it, but if you accept the breakup, you let her have it, you can admit that it's not what you want, but if you give her it, she'll respect you more, because you've shown strength. Even though it's not something you want to do, you're prepared to walk away from that situation. Despite how much it means to be with her, she'll respect you so much more, she'll find you more attractive. Obviously not in the short term. Can't let it make you think that it's going to bring you two back together. That's not how it works. The one thing I've learned is, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. So don't go trying to force anything. Don't go out of your way to try and get it. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Let it happen. In the meantime, just focus on yourself, okay? You've been blessed with so much more free time now. Use it to your advantage. See your friends. Work out more. Do all these things. Do it. There's no reason why you can't. It was probably harder to do those things while you were with her, because you were probably spending most of your time with her, which, by the way, that's not a good thing. In a relationship, you need to have space. The reason why she probably broke up with you is because you two probably didn't have enough space. It was probably smothering her emotionally. You might not have realised that, you might not have thought it was such a bad thing, but it just is. A healthy relationship has a healthy amount of space. So yeah, in the meantime, just build a better life for yourself. That's all you can really do. So if she does come back, if she does start reaching out to you, she might even say that she misses you. I don't know. But if she does, there's probably a good chance that she does still have some feelings. She's at the point now where your distance has made her think about you more, it's made her miss you, and she's contemplating getting back together. But you've got to understand, just because she does this doesn't necessarily mean that she does want to get back together. She's probably just thinking about it. She might want to see you, she might want to spend time with you, just to test the waters a little bit. This does not mean that she wants to get back together. Unless you actually hear the words, I want to get back together, don't assume that she wants to get back together. And this is really important. If this does happen, if she does come back to you, do not be pushy. Do not try and lock her down into a relationship. Do not say, we should get back together. If she brings it up in conversation, you could say something like, I'm open to it, we can see where things go, but don't tell her that you want to get back together, because this shows that you've not moved on and it's making her ego even higher. You've got to just relax, take a step back. If you are seeing each other again, doesn't necessarily mean that she wants to get back with you, but if you are, just enjoy the fun, enjoy the moment. Try not to think about the long term, just think about the present moment, have fun, have a laugh, connect with her. Don't go confessing your feelings, by the way, that's going to ruin it. If she does want to get back together, she'll let you know, she'll tell you. When women feel a certain way about a man, they don't want to keep it to themselves. It'll get to a point where she don't want to hide her feelings anymore, she can't stand it, she's got to tell you she wants to be with you. And that's what will happen. When she's ready, she'll let you know. And in the meantime, let her come to you, because that shows that you're mature enough to give her that space. She'll respect you more for giving her the space. She'll probably be more attracted to you because there's more distance between you. She's going to miss you more. Attraction is something that grows in space. It's not something that grows when you're with her, when you spend more time, because attraction grows when you're thinking about somebody more. And she's going to think about you more when you're more distant, when you've got your own thing going on, when you're busy with, your new passions in life, you're busy seeing your friends, you're busy upgrading your life, and she's probably going to be thinking what you're up to. Be productive with your life. Do better things. And this is the last point. You need to be working on yourself. This is absolutely crucial. You need to be working on yourself, you need to be improving yourself, you need to be working out more. You need to be eating healthier, doing productive things, new hobbies, seeing friends, all those kinds of things. Just improve your life, that's all you need to do. You might even get to a point where you don't really want to get back with her anymore. Maybe you've had time to think about the relationship, maybe you've had time to think perhaps this relationship is not really what you want anymore. Perhaps you've had time to actually see her flaws. But whatever the case, don't do these things. Don't improve yourself just because you want her back. Don't follow these instructions because you want her back. Because I cannot promise you that she will take you back. I can't promise that she'll ever miss you. Can't promise that she'll ever want you back. There's no guarantee of that. All I'm doing here is telling you the mistakes not to make after a breakup. This is about you moving on. It's about you moving forward. It's not about her. It's about you. It's about how you are going to be able to cope with the situation and how you're going to be able to get over it. There is no guarantee that she'll come back. And you have to be prepared for that. You have to let go of that attachment you have and you have to move on. And I promise you, whether she comes back or not, everything's going to be okay. In fact, everything's going to be better. You're going to be a free man now. You've got more free time. You're working on yourself more. You're making yourself more attractive. She's respecting you more. She's more attracted to you. Whether she comes back or not, that's a bonus. So maybe it'll make you feel better about yourself. But yeah, you've just got to let go of that attachment and you've just got to push yourself to move on. You don't need her in your life. She's not the only woman who can treat you right. There's plenty of women out there who can do that. You don't need her. If she comes back, she comes back. If she doesn't, she doesn't. Just remember this as you're on this journey. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to give me a like. I'd really appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe because that really helps me out. Make sure you leave a comment as well. If you're struggling with a breakup right now, let me know. I can give you some advice about what I've gone through and I'll tell you about how the mistakes I've made have affected me. Give you more advice on how to better deal with it, how to go about improving your life. Can go into further detail. Just leave a comment, we'll get a discussion going. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Thanks for watching. Bye.